Hi, everybody. Kevin.
Greg, we're here with Illinois Golf Championships, closing out an amazing first season. I tell you what, guys, it's been a lot of hard work and a lot of dedication, and Kevin and I want to thank everybody who came out, sponsored the events, played in the events. Because I tell you what, we have a handful of guys who came out and did all 5 events. We got people that did 4. So we put together a little something special for you guys, just to acknowledge everyone who's been out here, a little bit of a leaderboard and some standings going on. But we really had a great show out for some random golfers that showed up at each individual course. You want to say a little something about that?
Oh, yeah. No, it was definitely a challenge. Some of these guys, day before.
Backing out.
People back
Those are the hard parts.
We had to find last minute. You guys all know that you got my text and you seen me pop up the night before, or the 2 days before, saying, "Hey, do you know anybody that can golf on Saturday?" Now, we gotta give a shout out to those guys that came out. I mean, again, Lyle was one of the guys at Arrowhead. He last minute guy that got a text, "Can you golf tomorrow?" Or I think it was the next day. He came out and then he ended up playing 4 out of 5 of the tournaments. Shout out to those guys that, like I said, last minute were able to show up for us. I know most of them were only able to make 1 or 2. The guys that were only, even making 2 tournaments out of the 5. We want to give shout outs to those that put the effort in there just to make. I know everyone's life's busy, but me and Craig put something together for everybody, show our appreciation, we had a little fun with it, so you're going to get a little laughs out of what we put together for you. Shout out to Papa Magoo's again for hosting us here. They have a nice new golf simulator. They have an indoor baseball. What do you call it?
It's an indoor sports store. So they got batting cages. They've got pool tables here. They got a nice bar and grill. We've got golf simulators behind us. So we might even get together throughout the winter, and maybe we'll do a little winter season or something, just to get some little virtual golf and keep the swings warm. But it's places like this. We started it off kind of doing things at Prairie Bluff, and kudos, man. They got a nice setup for us. Anybody who's really helping out, we really appreciate that, because being this first season, being the first year, there's a lot of little trials and tribulations that we're really working through and trying to define this group and really where we want to project things and where we want to take things to. So we really do. We're going to say it over and over and over again. We thank everybody so sincerely, because it's been so much. Just for Kevin alone, Kevin's done 90% of all of the web-based programming, the website, setting things up. I jumped in here kind of, in the beginning of the season before it started, as a VP. And we just want to thank you guys and let you guys know that throughout this winter, how about it, Kevin? We want everyone to reach out to us for any kind of improvements, whatever you guys feel.
Any feedback on what you like?
Feedback's great.
Didn't like.
We want to know, and we want to take next season to another level. And we got a lot of things that Kevin and I have been talking about. Matt, Tom Mello, we've all been talking about these things. Gabe for next season. So we got a lot of big things in the works. And please reach out to us. Any kind of feedback, positive or negative, because we want to make sure we address all of it. We don't want to leave anybody hanging. If people, one of the harder things, Kev, wouldn't you say, would be finding golfers that wanted to commit. Yeah. And so if you guys have some input on that, and you guys, might have some ideas about how we can get some golfers to commit, let us know. We're open. We want to hear from the people so that we know what to do.
Nothing's perfect. I mean, it's not going to be perfect. I know it's hard to accommodate everybody. We tried our best this year again. With accommodations with timing and tee times. Some courses don't allow us to do certain things.
Well, we're going to change that.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just need to get in and be pulled out. I actually want to address this. One of the really great things we took from this season, being on the backside of this, like Kevin and I are what we should be expecting from courses. When we played Arrowhead, they did a nice job lining our carts up. Yeah. That was cool. Blackberry was okay. When we hit Nettle Creek, I tell you what we experienced as the owners of this business, the way that Nettle Creek treated us, now we know when we're going to start picking courses for next season, we have some things that we're going to be, kind of adamant about. And the way, and we understand Nettle Creek didn't end well, but The way that they
right.
managed our group coming in, that was bar none. So we're going to now look at other courses and say, hey, this is what we're expecting, because we want to also heighten the experience for all of you guys coming in.
We pulled up there and they grabbed our clubs out of our where we had our clubs at, back of the trunks, back seat. They took it from us and put it where our cart was with our names on it. So that was definitely a kosher experience out of all the five.
It felt like private country club,
Yeah.
It was nice.
I also, again, I'll put together something for all the people that helped us out: Rhonda, Bree, Natalie, Tori, Taylor was there every time.
Yep,
taking pictures, for us. She did an awesome job, Taylor Bernard. Just being there. She took her whole Saturday out every once a month for us.
And Tori did 3 or 4 times. Bree came out the once, and we understand, we're doing our best and we're paying people to come out, and, this is all coming out of pocket. You guys have to understand those things too, but hopefully next year we get a little bit more following. We get a handful more people. We could extend that prize pool a little bit bigger. We want everybody to have fun. So ideas, pop them in the inbox, send us a comment, throw some ideas out there. That's really all we might not take your idea. I'm just going to be honest, but we want to hear them because we want to see what people think. It's been an awesome year. And I tell you what, for picking some random dates back in early April, February.
It was February, March. I think I put out the.
We had one rain that almost cost us.
Yeah,
that's it.
Arrowhead,
how we got blessed with that, I don't know, but thank you, big guy.
We're gonna put this show on now. I'm gonna flip over to it, and we're gonna kind of have
put a little slideshow together for you. Just a little season recap on the different courses that we played, who won at each course, and then we have a final standings.
All right, end of year final rankings and awards.
You had to play a minimum of 4 tournaments to qualify. We had a lot of groups that played 5, but
we had some that played 3. We had some that played 2. That's why that magic number was 4 this year. Just to remind everybody, you had to play a minimum of 4 for the end of year rankings. That's why we gave everyone that leeway. We didn't want to be super strict on how many you had to play all 5, because stuff happens. You miss one, that was your get out of jail free card right there to qualify. So we're gonna go on to the recap here. So our Illinois Golf Championships season recap.
Arrowhead was our first journey on this league back in May. We had a great time in Arrowhead. We had a good turnout.
Blackberry in June. That was our Hawaiian themed one. I had a lot of fun with that. We had another one where we just missed the rain. So that was a close one.
That rain came pouring down at the end of
Blackberry.
Luckily, we all finished in time.
Nettle Creek in July. Our Red, White, and Blue Classic. We had Craig's Heritage Bluffs over in August, and then to finish it up, Cog Hill in September. Again, we're gonna go over each one. We're gonna show the winners, the top 5. And for our Arrowhead in Wheaton, Illinois, our first place winners for that tournament was Cole Groshans and Phil Hansen.
Second place winners were Kyle Puklo and Mark Diab.
Our third place winners were Chris Gold and Lyle Moore.
Fourth place winners Mike Connolly and Matt Powers.
Our fifth place winners was Tyler Kuttenauer and Keith Koffendorfer. The group, it was a close one on that last placing one. We had a couple competing for that one. Let's go into Blackberry. Blackberry Oaks, June in Bristol, Illinois.
So this was our luau theme, and first place winners here were Joe McGonigal and Randy Pachan.
Second place winners were Matt Powers and Derek Hibbler.
Third place winners, Tom Mello, Mike Connolly.
Fourth place winners was Boo Collins and Keith Koffendorfer.
Fifth place winners, there was a tie. We had Kevin Reeder and Cole Groshans, Sean Hughes and Ryan Baker, Steve Gilbo and Carl Brunning.
Going on Nettle Creek. In July, our Red, White, and Blue Classic in Morris, Illinois. Our first place winners was a tie. This one was that crazy one. Again, we had a little mishap there at the end, but they made it right. Our tie for first place was Randy Bashand, Jamie Brown. We had Mike Connolly and Joe McGonigal, Nick Ferris, and Chris Kermeans.
Our fourth place winners were Tom Mello and Matt Kodrick.
Our fifth place winners, Troy Mello and Scott Hordecki. Going on to Heritage Bluffs. Our August tournament, our Tiger Woods and John Daly Classic. That was a fun one. We had a lot of red and black out there, and we had a lot of different colors for our John Daly. I'll go into the Craig here.
Well, yeah, so first place winners there. That was my home course. That was myself, Craig Powers, and Matt Kodrick.
They did a great job. I believe they ended with a -2. I think the second was even. Second place there with we had a tie. I believe that was a 3-way tie with even, wasn't it? With Matt Powers and Randy. We had Tom Mello and Anthony Avila. We had Jamie Brown and Cole Groshans and Keith Koffendorfer and Lyle Moore. Was it a 4-way tie for second?
It was a 4-way tie. That's why there wasn't a fifth place.
Yeah. So
that was an interesting tournament there. That one was a battle of the britches. I mean, all the way through, all the way until the end, if you kept track of that live scoring, it was neck and neck, neck and neck. But I tell you what, it was actually a lot of pressure on Matt and I because we were, I don't know, what were we? We were the last group to finish. So we teed off last. So it literally was riding down to Matt and I coming up 18. Mm-hmm. And I tell you what, got a couple beautiful shots, and we maintained that 2-stroke lead coming in.
You know, we had a couple close ones. I know when I was grouped together with Jamie and Cole, and Cole had almost a hole-in-one by like about 5 inches.
That'd have been great to watch.
9, yeah. It was definitely exciting, but they were in competition. I was rooting for them because I had a disaster hole. Me and Julian out there, we had a disaster 18, but we had fun. That's all that matters at the end. But yeah, I was rooting for Cole and Jamie. Again, they almost had it too.
Rooting for Cole and Jamie.
I was rooting for them. They were part of my foursome there. They were part of my foursome. I had to root on Cole and Jamie as my foursome teammates out there. So then we're going to go to Cog Hill next. So we got Cog Hill, which was our recent one. Everyone, remembers. So
that was our throwback classic. And I tell you what, we had, and once again, guys, comment and subscribe or comment and message us on this because a lot of guys, liked it. We don't say that everybody has to dress up.
No, obviously. I make that clear that, you come out there. If you want to participate, I love the theme. I love the theme stuff. It adds a little bit of a fun, a fun angle to our tournaments. Everyone comes out there, especially we try to match it up for course. Like Cog Hill's old school. We threw an old school kind of look to it. But again, if you want to go out there and kind of match the theme up, if you just want to go out there and golf, we're all for it. We're not pushing anybody to do anything. But yeah, I'm gonna be out there every time in my my themed whatever we got going on, Hawaiian, throwback, red, white, and blue. I think the red, white, and blue one was easier for everybody to come out.
Yeah, everyone had something.
Everybody had something.
You didn't have to purchase certain things. But, at the end of the day, we thought it was fun. So we'll get to it. First place winners at COG. We had the fucking magic duo over here. We had Mike Connolly and Cole Groshans.
And we had our second place tie, myself, Kevin Reeder, and Jeff Horn, who was a new person that came on that I think a couple weeks before we had this tournament. He found us online and joined, and I was luckily was his partner, and we did well out there. It was a great golf outing with both of us. We tied for second with Kyle Puklo and Ryan Nicholson, and another person, Ryan Nicholson, was his first time out there, and
first time out, way to perform.
Yeah, I love to see it for guys that just come out their first tournament where they play. So, it just shows you that
anyone could win.
Yeah, you get matched up with anybody, and that's the best thing of that. Why we like the random draw format is because of that. You can get somebody you never golfed with and have a great time and place. You see it just here alone with me and Jeff and Kyle and Ryan. The tournament before this, I was probably third to last. And then I come out this tournament the next time out and, tie for second. Go to fourth place, Steve Morielli and Lyle Moore.
And fifth place winners were Gabe Egan and Anthony Avila.
Now, the top 10 rankings for the year. That was just fun. We had a little fun to each person's profile here. So, like I said, we had some fun with it going on. Number 10,
Joe McGonigal.
He won the battles, but didn't win the war. He is our avid Facebook bragger.
In a positive way.
He gloated about the back-to-back wins he had. And
I'm number one here.
I'm number one. He's saying it's the best. We love it. We love to see it. I was getting envious. Like, man, we can't let this guy win again. He won Blackberry and Nettle. He's a great teammate, ambassador of the tour. Him and Keith, or Oh yeah, him and Keith come out, but let's go on to number 9.
We got Tom Mello.
Tom Mello, total strokes for the year 391. Total cigarettes smoked on the tour 392. Has placed top 5 in multiple tournaments. He will cut your trees down and on the course and off the course. He came here to do 2 things: drink some beer and win at golf. Looks like he's almost out of beer.
Tom's one of those guys. He was here for all 5 tournaments. Definitely helped out, with us running the tournaments and getting some things organized and set up. So we appreciate that, Tom. Thank you.
And number 8, I'll let Craig Powers is the Vice President of Illinois Golf Championships, Mr. Clean of the golf course. He can go to bed at 5 a.m. and tee off at 8 a.m. I love to see that. Sometimes I was worried they would be out with me on some of those occasions.
Yeah,
still,
multiple of those.
multiple occasions with me. Matt comes in on Thursday night, and we want to celebrate every now and then when he comes out. So I'm like, man, it's 4 a.m. We're getting to bed. I'm still setting up stuff before we get out there, and he makes it. I don't know how he does it. But it's kudos to Craig. He gets out there and he golfs great after being up that long. I don't know how it happens. Again, another one who loves golf. We like to add that in there. We all love golf, but I think Craig loves it a little bit more. I don't know. Do you, Craig?
Oh, I love it, man.
He won first at his hometown course at Heritage Bluffs. And again, the best car on the tour, that 64 Bel Air, come cruising up with the hydraulics. I mean, Craig.
Yeah, but they're not hydraulics.
Whatever.
It's air.
Air ride. You get some ride on there. Just don't sit in there too long. You might get a little fumigated.
Kevin can't stand that carbureted, man. It was
coming in there. I thought I was back in the '60s there in Woodstock, riding to getting out of the airport. So going on to number 7,
Kyle Puklo.
Well, I'll drink you on every hole. Now Kyle, again, another guy that loves to golf, like all of us, so he always had to add a little fun into that. Has placed top 5 in multiple tournaments. Comes in to golf from Illinois because Indiana, I guess, isn't that great. He comes out here to golf with us. Again, another person, overall great partner. I know a lot of people that golfed with him over the year. He's had a different partner every time, like we try to have. And again, Kyle's been out there 4 out of 5 of the events and placed 7th.
He's one of the guys that's got a great attitude, comes out, everybody enjoys being his partner. He sticks around at the end.
Oh yeah,
likes
sticks
to talk to
around
people.
and hangs out with everybody at the end and just talks. Like I said, like all of us, we love to talk about golf and what we did out there.
But this is another show of a nice random join to the league and made friends with everybody.
And then
we had a 3-place tie for 4th. So here we're going to run through those right now. We got tied for number 4. We got Keith Coffendoffer.
He has placed top 5 in almost every tournament. He will beat you in a chipping competition. He hosts a chipping competition in his backyard. Very nice guy, loves golf, coolest last name on the tour. We love Keith out there. Again, he's a great ambassador of our of what we do. He also runs a little two times a year his own chipping contest. It is close to his house, and it's pretty cool. I'd advise everybody to go check it out.
Yeah, it's coming up,
October 12th.
October 12th.
October 12th.
If you can make it out, I'm gonna definitely be there for this one.
Oh yeah, I had a blast the first time around.
Yeah, I was disappointed I didn't make it. Everyone told me how fun it was.
It was a good time. It's definitely different than I've ever done anything like that.
I'm actually really excited to kind of see how it's set up. I didn't get to experience.
All you need to bring is a wedge. All you need is a wedge, and that's it. You bring a golf ball and a wedge out there. And that's all you need, and have a good time. Bring your own beer. Let's go to the number 4B.
We got Randy Bashand.
Has placed top 5 in multiple tournaments. Won first at Nettle Creek and Blackberry. He brings his A game every time. Every time he's out there, I know Randy's. I'm like, I have my faith in Randy. I'm like, this guy's going to be the guy that's going to be competing. He's going to be competing in the top 5 every time. He taught me, Kevin Reeder, how to shoot a stinger at Arrowhead when I was his partner. So I got to experience Randy the first tournament we played. And we were all a little rusty. It was our first tournament. And I was like, I've never been able to shoot really, hit a stinger well. And I saw him hit a beautiful shot on the 18th hole right into the green. And I'm like, how did you do that? And he taught me. And I was I need to know how to do that. And like you said, everybody wants to be Randy's partner. Whenever anybody got Randy, we were like, Randy! We were a little envious when they got him. So good job, Randy. Tied for 4th, and then we're going on to 4A.
So Lyle Moore was our 4th place tie. Another great add to the league here. Lyle came in as a replacement, literally, I think last minute, like 2 or 3 days before Arrowhead.
Yeah.
And well, he's one of those guys, came in as a replacement and wound up playing the entire season. So we always appreciate people like that, you know, all the newbies. And I tell you what, Lyle became like a really good friend to everybody. He's been a pleasure just to have. He brings a smile to the course that you just know you're ready to have a good time.
Oh yeah. And Lyle, a fellow Comcast employee like myself and Kyle Alpuclo. So like, don't make him mad. He can turn your cable off on you.
Jim Carrey.
Yep. All right, number 3. I'll let Craig take the reins on this one.
Number 3, in third place, my little broski, Matt Powers. You know, shout out to him. He did a lot for this league as well, and he lives in LA. So for the people that couldn't make it for random things that came up, we have someone that flew in once a month and made it happen. So mad credit to that. That's huge. You know, Kevin's over here putting these things together, and we're laughing because we believe that he's turned down the role of Thor twice.
And
Not once, but twice.
I heard, rumor has it, that if you cut his hair off, he loses all his golf abilities. He's just your average golfer after that.
Yeah.
So
he goes from lights out to nothing.
There's a couple conspiracy theories out there. You know, he owns his own jet. He can fly into all the tournaments. That's why he's able to make it. I don't know, guys. It's up to you to decide. Like I said, he has placed top 5 in almost every tournament he's out here. The only one he missed was that Nettle Creek, our red, white, blue.
And I tell you what, he was gonna make it. That
That
was 3 canceled flights in a row. I mean, we were from Thursday night till Saturday morning. I was ready to pick him up at 5 a.m. Saturday morning, go straight to golf.
That Microsoft outage really hit him. It was a horrible timing. So we had a lot of issues with that. So going on to number 2.
Cole Groshans. Great job with your number 2 finish, Cole. Cole's one of those guys from our league that was new to our group, period. And he he moved out from Montana to Chicago with his wife.
Yeah, recently, the last year or two.
Yeah, and really was just looking for some guys to golf with. Found us on, I believe, the Chicago Golf page on Facebook.
The Facebook group with the golf group. And like I said, he's been out there 4 out of 5. The only one he missed was when his buddies came out, Montana, which is, like Craig says, respectful.
What? Maybe you should have had your buddies golf. Come on, Cole.
They had plans.
Maybe they were all better than him. Maybe that's why Cole didn't have his friends. Were Montana's breeding golfers or what?
I heard. And like I said, I golf with the guy, and just like I have in the tidbits here, his mustache added 40 yards to his drive. I think without the mustache, he would have been hitting those drives about 275.
Yeah, I think he only had a 250 carry without the mustache.
Without the mustache, you know. And I heard rumors. I have family out by Montana, and I heard they kicked him out of the state because his golf game was so good, and so he had to come to Illinois. Which we respect. Now he's part of us over here. I heard he once wrestled a bear fighting over a Pro V1. You can't lose a Pro V1, guys. Those are expensive balls. I would wrestle a bear over that too. So he has won first place in 2 tournaments, Arrowhead and Cog Hill. Like I said, overall, again, I golfed with the guy. I was in his foursome. Overall, great guy and a great teammate. As you've seen, he was number 2, which shows a lot for his game. You know, whoever he golfed with, he got a pretty good score every time. So, and now we're going to our number 1. I'll let Craig take over here.
Mike Connolly scoring in at number 1. Had the pleasure golfing our first outing with Mike Connolly. He was actually my little brother's partner at Arrowhead, and that was a little rocky for me. I mean, I did hole out from like 190 on hole 1, but Mike and my brother went on to win that tournament. I tell you what, once again, for meeting some of these people first time, I had a blast playing with Mike. You know, he's a great guy. Doesn't talk a lot of shit. He's humble about his game. I mean, you know, he says he's into IT and doing these things, and the rumor out on the course is he might work for the CIA.
I don't know. He might be he's a silent sniper.
What are you doing over there, Mike?
I didn't get to golf with Mike, but I got to talk to him. Was one of the first guys I texted him. He came in from to Arrowhead. We needed a last minute replacement. And he came in and he said, "Yeah, I'll play." You know, we had somebody back out, and I texted him because he just signed up for the 3 out of the remaining 4. And I said, "Hey, we got an opening. Do you want to play?" And he was there. I thought that was awesome. He came out there, and again, he got matched up that first tournament with Matt. and all I heard was good things afterwards. I was like, hey, I didn't really get to good talk to the guy, but how is he? Everyone said good things. Like I said, he won at Nettle Creek and Cog Hill first, top 5 at every tournament he played. King of the Irish goodbye. I saw him when I got there, and when I finished, I never saw him.
Yeah, Mike, you are definitely notorious. You might have your car parked at the 18th
I think
green,
his car is
ready to roll.
It's running, and his clubs are in the back, and he takes off. And I was like, hey, I know, you got family and everything.
But that's another thing, Mike. We appreciate this, Mike. Mike, I believe lives, kind of north. I don't know, way north where we're at. I remember when we went out to Nettle Creek, Mike's like, I haven't been down this far south. He's like, where the hell are we?
Yeah, so that's he came to 4 out of the 5, and always the first to reply on things for us, which we really appreciate.
Yeah, any Facebook posts we're putting up, Mike, you're always commenting, sharing information, and we appreciate that. It helps spread the word. As much as we want to push, we appreciate everybody's little bit of hit that like button, hit the share button. I wish people would share a little bit more, because if one person shares, 20 of your friends saw. One of them, that's how you really spread that. But let's move on. Let's get over to our final standings.
Great job,
here.
Mike. Number 1, you're the champion for the year. I just want to give another shout out before we go to the next slide. We're going to go to the final standings. Again, looking overall, top 10 here, just a little brief preview of what we had from all 5 tournaments. Again, your highest score replaced that missed tournament if you did miss one. So if you see a duplicate where, let's just say, you missed one, you had your highest score replaced. So that's how we did the scoring at the end.
So if you look at Mike Connolly's, Mike couldn't make Blackberry, so...
No, it was
Mike couldn't make Heritage, so his Blackberry score carried over to Heritage. We look at Matt Powers, he couldn't make Nettle Creek.
He got a 76 from Arrowhead, his highest score. Cole, same thing with the 80. He couldn't make Nettle.
You know what's crazy now that I'm looking at it? Matt's highest... Fuck you, Matt. His highest was 76. And they won with that 76 at Arrowhead.
Yeah, I know. Well, no, was he the winner of that Arrowhead? It was Cole. It was Cole and Phil.
Oh, it was Cole and Phil. That's right.
Matt actually never won any of the tournaments. He played second a lot and third. He was a top 5 finisher in most of them. I think all of them he played, but he never got that victory like Craig did.
Sorry, buddy.
All right, overall final standings. Now we're going to go over overall. Now, everybody that played, we had 22 people qualify for the 4 out of 5. Now, as you can see, people were close. I was close to cracking the top 10.
Matt Kodrick were right there. Yeah. Jamie Brown was right there. Everyone was so close to being in, and that's where it kind of got important. It's real easy to fall off, and that's why golf is just like life. You gotta one stroke at a time, dude.
It's one of those things where you never know what could happen, or it could go both ways. You have a bad outing that one you make 1 out of 5, but again, this is the overall final standings,
and this is for the 22 people that made it to
4 out of 5. We had a lot of people come out. I think it was about 80 overall who came out. 1 or 2 or 3, including this list. So we're gonna go to the Perfect Tour Awards, which is those who made every event. Now, it's hard to make every event, guys, as we've seen, but we had guys that made it. We had obviously Craig, me, Uncle Tom, Gabe. We had Steve Sicker-Smith, Matt Kodrick, Jamie Brown, Kyle Bragdon, Brian Johnson, Jeremy Jedikowski.
So there were 10 people that made it to all 5 tournaments. Appreciate everybody for all the hard work to get out there. I tell you what about it, Kevin. We'd love to see this number double maybe even triple for next year. Maybe after everybody got to experience this season, we'll get a little bit more love out of that.
And we know, people got things going on. It happens, and that's why we didn't make it a strict. Oh, you got to make it. The 4 out of 5 and whatever we have. Hey, if we have 6 or 7 tournaments next year, our outings or whatever. We'll make it where it's feasible. You can miss a couple, but shout out to these guys, especially people that went to golf with us, and they had, like Brian Johnson, had 3 concerts to go to.
Oh my
after
gosh,
Nettle. And
Saturday
so-
after Nettle. I mean, don't get me wrong. It was like 105 degrees at Nettle, and Brian's like, I have 3 concerts
to
coming
go
up.
to. So shout out to those guys. Now we're gonna go to our most improved player, Steve Sickersmith. Was that he? I've seen this guy at the range almost every week. Again, he was out there 5 tournaments. He played more golf than probably me and Craig combined this year. Just to get better. You know, he knew he was coming into it. He's like, Reader, I suck at golf. I was like, I'm not good. I'm like, you're gonna get good, man. You just keep on trying. He came out there, and by the end of the tournaments, those last 2 tournaments, everybody, I always ask how everyone goes. Hey, if somebody golfed with somebody, I'll ask if Craig golfed with somebody or my uncle or anybody. Hey, how'd this person do? Because I want to know. I really genuinely want to know how everyone's playing and if they had a good time. And you know, by those last couple tournaments, I heard good things from Steve. And coming from the first couple where he wasn't even sure he wanted to play anymore, and I talked him into it, I was like, hey, you know, keep on going out to it.
Kevin even went through, you know, and I saw Kevin over at Prairie Bluff. We went to the range one afternoon, and he's out here working with Steve. And Steve, let me tell you what, some of his advice worked, and keep squashing that damn bug.
Squash the bug, Steve. You gotta get those knees moving. Like I said, this guy never had a frown on his face. He's just happy to be out there playing, always smiling, always having a good time, always there to help. Never mad about anything out in the golf course, and that's what that's all you can ask for out there when you're golfing. Because you know what, the more competitive guys, when we're out there, we know what we can do. We're mad. This guy, he had no care in the world. He's just having fun. So going on to the next one, I want to give a special thanks to our hole-in-one tent team. Bree, Tori, Natalie, Rhonda, and especially our photographer out there every tournament on time, Taylor Bernard. We just want a big shout out to them. Those are really what helped our tournament, you know, function. We needed to have that for our hole-in-one challenges. We needed everybody out there. It did add a little bit extra fun.
Yeah, they were out there selling merch for us. We had the opportunity to get our hats out there, balls,
all our
koozies.
stuff that we made this year to make our tournaments better. It just made our tournaments better. It had a little bit more excitement to it when you got up there. You had more challenges, and that's what we're going to add more next year. We're going to have different challenges out there, different competitions, and I'm sure you'll see a lot of the familiar faces from this season going on to next season. Special thanks to all our sponsors for each tournament. These guys, without them, you know, again, they helped out a lot with our hole-in-one, with you know, adding a little bit extra to what we can do with our tournaments. You see all those sponsors there. Big shout out CP Concepts, Pulse, Station 1, TMZ, Archie Signs and Design, the Lux Barbershop with the gift cards, Bedrocks, who sponsored every tournament we had with the whole sponsors. Balazi Associates, big sponsor. American Family Insurance out there.
Yeah, they sponsored our first tournament.
Our first tournament, big time. He brought guys out there that never played golf, and they had a good time coming out there. I want to thank Arbin Balazi for that. Mike Feeney, Feeney Liquors in Morris, the week before. Our Nettle Creek sponsor. Again, someone who, you know, went out of their way to support us. We love the support, you know, that because it's just going to grow from here. And everyone that has supported us, we appreciate. Thank you all.
Thank you.
And our next one, just to finish up.
So everybody, we've been talking about it, and we told you we got something coming up. I know we made a little Facebook post about it already, but after some decisions here and running through the different courses that are available, we're going to do a Halloween outing on Saturday the 19th. Check-in on Saturday is at 11 a.m.
Make sure you get there on time.
Yeah, get there on time. This is going to be a fun outing.
It's a fun. Yeah.
The prize pool is not going to be as big. We're only doing $25 entries per person.
Yeah. We're gonna try getting some. We're gonna try getting food this time to help. You know, it's gonna be a party atmosphere. You know, we're gonna have a little bit more fun with it. You get to pick your partner this time. It's not gonna be random draws.
Still gonna do a 2-man scramble.
2-man scramble, but you're gonna pick your partner. Like I said, we're gonna make this a fun one, a relaxed end of year. You know, have fun. We had a lot of people excited to get to pick their partner this one.
Right. Dress up for Halloween if you want.
If you want.
If you don't want to, Uncle Tom, don't dress up for Halloween.
Exactly. I know he's stressing over it. I was like, you know, I have.
But I got Phil out there, my guy Phil Hansen, who's
Phil's,
like, I'm ready.
I'm ready to dress up. So just let everyone know if you have any questions about that. Just shoot us a text or an email or a Facebook Messenger, whatever you have. And again,
Well, thanks everyone for a great season. I don't know about you, Kev, but I had a lot of fun. And I met some awesome people. And to me, that's really what it's about. And I can't wait till next year where we could grow this a little bit more, meet even more people. Because I know Kevin and I, when we first were talking about this in the beginning of the season, it's really about meeting the new people and networking and just, having something we could all have fun with. What do you think?
I agree 100%. I think that just meeting these different faces, different people, golfing with them and getting to know them is really, it adds to what we're doing. And you know what? Those people, I feel like we're the most excited about a lot of stuff. They were the first ones to come up to us and tell us how great everything was. And even with the hiccups, I mean, we made it past and they were back for the next round.
We'll give a little. Mark Diab, he played in our first one, and he's a really busy guy, and he couldn't make it out to any other one. So, Mark, if you're listening, I had great conversations with you, and you're just another guy who was just fun to be around, and someone that we never knew, and now we know. And hopefully, we get to see you for a couple of the tournaments next year.
All the replacement guys we had come out, all the one-time.
A lot of the replacement guys wound up sticking around.
Yeah,
which I think is pretty damn cool.
Yeah, so we want to thank you guys, especially thank all the helpers. My Uncle Roger came out a couple times to support us. Eddie B came out to support us a couple times, or one time actually.
Yeah, Chris Cremines came out to help out.
So we had people that were just out there hanging out, which is fine too. We love it. We love when you got an audience out there, especially for some of the holes. It adds a little bit more. But again, we're gonna say thank you again, Kevin Reeder here,
Craig Powers,
and we'll see you soon.